Welcome back to another episode of Realationshitz, where we're talking about real shit in relationships. I am your husband.
And I am your wife.
It has been a while since we've been in front of the camera, under the lights, in the booth, but due to sickness in the household, we had to delay it, but we're back on it. So hope you guys didn't miss us too much.
I hope you missed us a lot.
How are you feeling?
I'm a lot better. What about you?
So, spoiler alert, it was her that was holding us up from
pause.
being able to.
No. He got sick first and didn't say nothing. And then I got sick.
I don't have to say anything.
You
I got better.
Something to me. We were still kissing and stuff.
I wasn't even that sick. Because I literally got over whatever I had in 3 days. So it wasn't. I don't get sick. I literally just have. Okay,
but you
sniffles.
got over it in 3 days and I didn't.
Yeah. Said something about somebody's immune system.
Okay.
Mine was just working and don't even get to the point of sick. My immune system, like, no, we're not going to let you get past this barrier. This barrier right here is sick barrier.
You are at home. You're literally at home. I am out in the public working all day. So
what's
you
your
had
point?
time to recover. You could have slept all day if you wanted to. You had a controlled environment. I did not. Don't come for me.
You have two environments, home and work.
Don't come for me. Anyway.
Either way, either or, glad you're doing better. So y'all can all clap it up that Ariel, wifey of the podcast, is doing a lot better. So that way you guys can get your footage and your daily dose of relationship. Because it's the shit we got to deal with. Shits. I want to talk about this logic of, or the rumor of happy wife, happy life, and why it's such a hot topic for a lot of households, and why it even became a topic. And I want to touch on that from this video that I saw. So
you haven't shown me this one.
I haven't shown.
I don't like when you do that.
Okay.
So within 7 years of marriage and a decade of dating, I've learned a thing or two about how to sustain a marriage. One of the biggest lessons that I want to impart to you all is something that I'm actually learning this year. And it's sad that it's taken me 7 years to realize this, but better late than never. I'm learning that as a wife and as a mother, I have a huge influence on the environment that I live in. Meaning, if I have a bad attitude, everyone in the house is going to feel it. If I have a great positive attitude, everyone in the house is going to feel it. And I feel like I knew this a long time ago, but I always resented it. I felt like, why should it be up to me to have to usher in a positive attitude into my home? But I'm realizing now that the more I embrace that, it actually ends up being a benefit to me and subsequently to everyone else in my life.
That's all. It was one out of those 7 things. And the reason why I want to show that is because I think there's a different parameter, a different atmosphere when the wife is not happy versus the husband not being happy, which is why there's been the stigma of happy wife, happy life. Keep her happy. Not to say that husbands or the male or the partner is happiness is on a back burner, but it's always a question of, it's better to have her happy than you happy. And of course, we don't operate like that
at all.
We stick on the happy spouse, happy house,
happy wife, happy. I hate that term.
I hate it too, but I understand it, and I feel like it's always a different mood versus you unhappy versus me unhappy.
I disagree.
And the reason why I say that is because, so whenever you're angry, it's a punishment in the air. So it's so much, I feel like it's a bigger domino effect when the wife is unhappy versus when dad's or the husband is unhappy. Now, it would be tossed up in the air based off of how it's handled. Like, let's say no alcohol is in and dad is mad coming home swinging on people. No, I mean, like, I'm not having a good day. I feel like nobody will feel it more than the wife. Nobody will feel it more than dad coming home mad. If mom is mad, you feel it.
I disagree.
And it's different because when, like, if my dad's mad, it's like, oh, dad's just being mad. Like, dad's just, he gonna be grumpy. But I feel like the male, he gets over it, like, in a way that's like cool. But mom or wifey mad, it gets to a point where, all right, if she mad, dad's not having sex with her. Dad's can't, like, you can't do nothing. Like, you can't really communicate at the time, so that way you just kind of like in the awkward stage. So now, since you in the awkward, that's the domino effect. Versus if I'm mad, I could get over it easier on my own, to where I could shake it off, and they're like, you wouldn't even know I'm mad. Like, I feel like men have a better way of suppressing their anger because they know their anger is a little more irrational. And that's why there's like, I just gotta shake this off. I gotta shake it off for the sake of my family, for the sake of my wife, my kids. Cool, that's it. I'm done. But the wife is like, no, I'm angry for like next 7 hours. Then I'm gonna be okay. You go.
Okay, I was just waiting. I was gonna let you have your moment. So I disagree, and the reason I disagree is because, well, I'm gonna say it based on our relationship, but I will say it in general. If people set up their lives a certain kind of way, their relationships, their household, whatever you want to say, a certain way, there's a way to avoid that, and there's a way to, I don't want to say cross that boundary, but like, there's a way to combat that mindset. So what he's saying, I get, because that's like the traditional way of thinking. But if you think about it, why does the mom have such an effect on the household? Like, why do people think about that? And it's like, oh, if the mom's mad, everybody's mad. Everybody having a bad day. Everybody better hide. But if dad's mad, it's just like, oh, he just being him. Why do people think that? Why do you think that?
Because dads usually come home grumpy from something. That, like, even with, I would say males in general.
Listen to my question. Why do you think whenever the mother is upset, the household feels it, versus when the father is upset, the household doesn't feel it in traditional standards? Answer that question.
In traditional standards? Traditional meaning?
Just answer what you think.
Because women have a different way of displaying anger than men.
No, because women traditionally handle everything in the household. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if women have to come home from working and they got to cook and they got to clean and they got to care for the kids and they got to do this, they got to do that, they got to make sure your lunch is ready, they got to make sure your clothes is clean, they got to make sure they put together. If they are upset and overwhelmed and they can't function, the whole house could feel it because everything is already on her shoulders for the house anyway. If dad is upset, he's just going to go sit in the room and watch his game to try to calm down. But he doesn't have all of that other stuff to worry about. That's why the household feels it. So if you set up your household in a situation of what we plan to do when we have kids, mm-hmm. and kind of how we have it now, the household wouldn't feel my anger as much traditionally, because you are here to pick up what I'm not doing when I'm upset. Same as I'm here to pick up what you're doing when you're upset. It would be a situation where, like, oh, yeah, mom needs a minute. Let's give her time to relax, unwind, chill, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But they know they can go to you like, hey, dinner's not ready though. Like, mom's upset. Can you do it? And you're like, yeah, I can do this. And if dad is upset, they know, okay, I need help with homework. I'm not going to bother dad right now. Let me go to mom. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I get exactly what you're saying. You just said it better than me. I don't even know why you asked me when you already had the answer.
Because I want to see your thoughts.
Well, you had a better idea for it. And for you to put that example and put that out there, it means that you know the layer of why that is a thing.
And it's another reason why I hate it. I don't like it. Because for me personally, I've explained this to him multiple times. I am not doing that. If you want children with me, you better be ready to be responsible for them children. I'm not going to be the only parent doing homework. I'm not going to be the only parent doing bedtime. I'm not going to be the only person cooking, cleaning, none of that. If our kids need a parent to go to parent-teacher conference and we both working, I went last time. You better go this time. I'm not doing it by myself because I don't believe in that happy wife, happy life thing, because people think that a happy wife is just, oh, all my bills are paid and we got food in the house. That's not a happy wife. A happy wife goes back into details of the love tank that we talked about. Did you pay attention to me? Are we spending quality time? Are we going on dates? Are you meeting my basic needs, first of all? And are you supporting me mentally to be able to continue to do everything that I'm doing? Especially if I'm working and we got multiple children. You better be paying attention to me.
Yeah, true. So there lies the legend of happy wife, happy life. And that's why I kind of wanted to touch on it and see your thoughts on that. I mean, I know your thoughts on it, but in terms of what she said, like, she feels there's a different atmosphere. And we kind of touched on why the atmosphere is different, because the household will have a significant change if you're a big part of that household. So
it's important to balance it. Happy spouse, happy house is a better term, it's a better phrase to make the playing field even, in my opinion.
So what would you say is the best way to combat the happy wife, happy life?
You know me, every time somebody say that to me, I come back with the happy spouse, happy house.
I'm gonna just say the answer. So the best way to it change from happy wife, a mindset of a happy wife, happy life, is figure out exactly, okay, so what is this wife doing? How much is this wife involvement in household needs?
Correct. So for example, I don't remember when this happened, but a while back I was overwhelmed. I clean a certain way, he cleaned a certain way, but there are just certain things that I absolutely hate doing. Like, it will ruin my day if I have to do it. One of those things, cleaning the bathrooms. Cleaning the microwave. I'm too short to reach our microwave. It is what it is. I gotta stand on step stools, and it's too much. I hate it. I don't like taking out the trash. It stink. It's just, I don't like it. So one day he just came and flat out asked me, he's like, what are your least favorite chores to do around the house? And I gave him a list, and up until November, because of the injury, I haven't had to do none of it. Happy spouse. I didn't put too much on him. He didn't put too much on me. He took away a stressor. Happy.
Slowly getting back in the swing of things now.
Yes, and I love it.
So it can no longer be the baby lazy boy. It was fun while it lasted, but it still felt weird. And she still remained a happy wife.
Correct.
Throughout all. I don't know if she suppressed anything, but if she
I
did,
didn't we
she
just
hit
do
it
a
well.
monthly check-in?
Yeah, we sure did.
Exactly.
Monthly check-in. So check in on your spouse, on your partner, at least once a month, once a week, every 2 weeks, whatever. Just kind of check and see where their mental state is. Couldn't hurt you. So we also saw something else on TikTok that was pretty funny to kind of touch on.
We are y'all a bonus.
If I call my girl right now and say I want half of the rent,
Nah, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna do it too.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to pay a couple dollars to my rent next month.
If you ever needed money, I would give it to you. We don't have to even go there. I'm not a broke bitch. I got you. Don't worry about it.
I'm that nigga, man.
Hey,
for the next couple
That was
months,
Joe
we need you
Budden.
to
That was
pay
Joe
half
Budden.
of the mortgage.
I don't know who none of these other people are.
that's not a problem.
It's my money.
I just had that talk before.
Hi, Linky, how you doing?
Just
That
the
was
music
funny.
drop. You should know it's gonna be bad.
Nigga, cool.
I'm gonna need you to help me pay the car note.
Why? What happened?
If you could, I need you to help me out.
Music
with some of
change.
these bills I got next month. Yeah,
Just maybe the next few months.
All right.
You put the
Just
next month.
Man, don't worry. One day you have somebody to call too.
Oh, wow.
Yo, so we had a back and forth on this thing.
And we paused it just for y'all.
We had to hold off on this conversation / debate on the issue with the guy who got not turned down, but
Not
who,
issue.
Well, I mean, I guess the wrench in that. I'm just saying issue just for whatever's sake, but the wrench in his woman asking him what happened when the test is. I don't think she understood the test.
I completely understood it.
So, what did you understand about the test that you was
Okay,
debating
so
me
first
on?
of all, what I would like to say is Joe Budden is famous. Obviously, whoever he dealing with know who he is. Like, of course, they know they're doing a podcast or whatever they're doing. That's fine.
Okay, other guy.
So
Other two
let
guys.
me finish my thought.
Uh-huh.
So obviously, if he randomly calling whoever he dealing with and asking for money, obviously she know he don't need the money. Like,
Okay.
duh. Okay.
Right.
I don't know them other people, so I can't really speak on what they people said. So
All right.
the debate that we were having was the fact that the gentleman's woman asked him what happened. She never said no.
Yeah.
She just asked what happened. And I told him, my response would be like, okay, but what happened? I don't find nothing wrong with that. Because if something happened to where you need to then ask me for more money in a situation or any money in a situation, I'm going to ask you what happened. If
Yeah.
you lost your job, if you got robbed, if you having a scam situation, if your bank account messed up, I want to understand what happened to be able to help you to the best of my ability. I will help you pay whatever we need to pay. Like, that's fine. That's not going to bother me. But you can't be like, you can't be mad if I'm asking you what happened and you asking me for something.
No, it's never a thing of him or anybody being mad. Is the if you say okay,
You wanted the initial yes.
if you say okay, what happened? That's okay. But if you start off with what happened, then it's a no because
No, it's not.
because the test is despite whatever happened, I know that you got me first, and then you find out what happened.
I got
There
you
wa-
regardless, but no.
I get that, but the woman on the video, she was like, what happened? And he didn't want to hear, like, the test was like, just knowing that you got me. I just want to know that.
Everybody reacts differently. And I will let
Yep.
you know right now, if that happens,
You're going to be like, okay.
but
What
it
happened?
doesn't matter. I still want to know what happened.
That's not the problem.
My thing
the problem,
is, no. My thing is, in that situation, we don't know their relationship. So for all you know, they may have had a conversation behind closed doors, and it's like, I got you whenever you need me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So in her head, she already knows, he knows I got his back.
Okay.
But I need to know what happened. So if you call me and be like, oh my God, I need you to come pick me up. You already know I'm going to come pick you up. What happened? I don't have to be like, okay, what happened? I'm going to just be like, what happened? Because I know that I'm going to do it regardless. But what happened?
sometimes we want to hear it.
Well, in that
Sometimes-
situation, I'm sorry. I would have failed the test.
All right, so that's the
Because-
problem.
No,
We
that's
wanna
not a
hear-
problem.
We want
It's not a problem.
the initial first 3.5
It's not a problem.
seconds. I just need to know. I got you, baby. That's what the reaction. That's what the response we want to hear from the very first start, and then we get, of course, down the line, like you want to go through with the okay behind the scenes. Let's talk about what's going on. Did you lose? Yeah,
I
cool.
can guarantee
But,
you will probably not get that from me.
yeah, and then you just gonna fail the test.
I
It
will
sucks.
fail that test. Oh well. Because
So,
I know we've
get you
already
a
had a
woman.
conversation.
Get you a woman
Nope.
who's going
Nope.
no matter what.
You better
No
stop.
matter what
You
happened,
better stop.
you could talk about it later, which
Nope.
is always good. Talk about it later, but first off, I got you. Whatever it is.
You already
Baby.
know that.
Yeah, but again, I want to hear it. I want to hear it in that first 3.5 seconds of
Well,
when I
well,
ask you.
I don't
So
know what to
yeah,
tell you.
that's the debate. That's the argument.
I don't know
Like
what to tell
you
you.
got me within the first 3.5 seconds while I was going through the whole
I
rigmarole.
got you in the first 0 seconds because
Are
you
you gonna
already
verbally
know.
say that you
I don't
got
have
me?
to.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If I'm on a podcast with my friends
Well,
and I need you to prove your love to me by the
I
first,
don't have to prove my love to. No. Mm-mm.
yes, you do.
No, I don't.
In the first 3.5 seconds, I need you to prove your love to me.
Well,
without
then I
you
guess
knowing
you're
that
still
it's
be
gonna be a test.
embarrassed in front of your friends because guess what? These other females, well, at least the one that's dealing with Joe Budden, no, she ain't got to give no money. So, of course, that's why she giggled. You know I got you. I'm not no broke bitch. She knows she don't have to give that man no money.
I don't care about Joe Budden. Yeah, everybody knows that he don't need the money. It's the other two guys, the other three guys,
Well,
the
I
two
don't know
that
if they
passed.
famous. I don't know them.
They're not that famous. They,
Oh,
but
that famous? So they're kind of
talk
famous.
to the mic, into the mic.
So they're kind of famous.
It's not even. No, they're not famous at all. I
You
don't know
just said
any
that
of them.
famous.
They're
That's what I'm
famous enough to be on the same podcast with Joe Budden.
Okay.
That they have podcast fame for being on the same podcast.
Okay.
So they're obviously all probably making decent money, not the money Joe Budden make, but
Okay.
you don't expect that account to be minimum wage account. So other three guys, there was a real test, not Joe Budden. So you using Joe Budden as an example means nothing to the debate of how down you are for your man, how down you are for your woman in the first 3.5 seconds.
For me, I will say it again. I'm going to ask why. However it come out, if I be like, okay, why?
If I call you and I be like, I need you to hide a body with me. I just want you to be like, all right.
I mean, I'm not going to have that conversation over the phone. I'm not that dumb.
I'm calling you from a payphone and be like, look, I need you to help me hide a body.
No, because they could be tapping my phone. We're not having that conversation over the phone.
I'm calling you on WhatsApp.
No, I'm not taking no chance in having that conversation over the phone.
I'm doing something incognito and I'm hitting you up like, look, I need you to help me hide something. Okay. I got you, babe. All right, so what's the deal? Give me the rundown. Ride or die response. You just I'll ride with you, but I need to know how we're gonna die response.
I need to know the plan to not die.
That's the problem. You need too much of the plan.
Well,
When
that's
too much things happen.
You knew this when you married
Too much
me.
things happen spontaneously for you to have a plan. I need to know if you're in or out. You're in or out.
You knew this before
Cool.
you married
You
me.
in? Great. Let's hide this body. I need you to pay $7,000 a month for the next 5 months for me. Cool. Great. Now let's go over the plan.
You hilarious.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk about. That's the show, everybody. No, I'm kidding. That's not the show. What else do you have in mind? Anything that sparked your interest this past couple of 2, 3, 4 weeks that made you think about we need to discuss and help people out on?
Can we talk about having your friends back?
Having our friends back
Yes.
through thick and thin? Through what?
Just situational.
Set up the scenario.
So, experience with friends. Friend had a gathering and someone that we don't associate with walks in, and friends are like, "Wanna make them leave?" And we're like, "No, it's good. Like, just so y'all can be aware of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just wanted to make sure everything was good in case something popped off, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
The way you can have your back, the way your friends can have your back in situations can make you feel a lot better about situations. So whether that be going out with friends, whether that be going somewhere that you weren't sure you would be comfortable with, whether that be you throw a gathering and you want people there, just showing up can be half of what makes you a good friend. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. Especially with my friends, I feel unstoppable whenever I go out with them because the size of my friends are.
Oh yeah, if I was out with certain friends, I wouldn't feel like nobody could touch me.
So yeah, the security blanket for that. But in that scenario, when an associate of the associated person comes in, so you got your initial friend circle that is invited to a party, and then an associate of one of the main friends comes, and then that associate invites another friend who's like second removed associate from you. then you need somebody to calm you down. You need somebody to give you some reassurance about some things that's going on, because this person is not in our circle. So first off, how the hell they end up in my house? Like, that's a red flag. Like, who and what made you think you could come here? So yeah, me and my friends be like, "Hey, bro, nah. Let's give a quick powwow, guys. Huddle up. All right, let's shift them. Let's find a way to get them out of here." So yeah,
I just want to say the friends that I have right now, like the friends that I speak with regularly, I love them to death. Like, I know that they have my back, and I know I can call them, they can call me. And it's important to show appreciation to your friend. I have this one friend who always, and when I say always, always goes out of her way to make her people feel special. And I love her to death. She's my absolute best friend. And anytime she calls, I will be there. Anytime she needs anything, I will be there. And it's very important that in those relationships, you make sure that your friends know that they are important. I pride myself on showing up to just about anything, minus going to the club, because if you don't get me out by like 9, 10 o'clock, I'm dead to the world. But
Terrible.
if you are throwing a birthday party, if you want to go eat out, if you like whatever you want to do, as my friend, I'm going to show up. I've shown up to many a dinners and get-togethers right after work, still in work clothes, just to show my face. I've driven from New Orleans and Texas for events overnight and then drove back.
To
like
a non-friend-ish.
So I pride myself on showing up for my friends. And everybody has their own way of showing up for their friends. And it's very important to talk about that in your friendships. Because one of my friends is a gift giver. One of my friends is like a quality time person. One of my friends is a just talk on the phone person. Everybody has their own thing. So it's important to talk about that in relationships, because how you are a friend and how they are a friend might be different. And you might feel some type of way because they're not being the type of friend that you want them to be. Meanwhile, they're being the best friend that they know how to be.
Is it bad to have a certain expectation as a friend? So I expect you to be at every event, or I expect you to do certain things?
I had to break out of that. And it's not that it's bad, but it's not good either. Mm-hmm. The only way you can kind of level that and manage that is if you have an honest conversation with your friend. Like, hey, I did this, you didn't show up, that really hurt my feelings. And if they give you a valid reason, or if some friends, I had somebody that was just like, I didn't know you actually wanted me to come. Like, I know I was invited, but I didn't think it would make a difference. And me and her are not friends anymore. I'm not gonna lie. This was a long time ago, like college, whatever. It was my graduation. I invited her. I thought we was getting real cool. She didn't show up. I was upset, and I was like, that really hurt my feelings. Like, I stopped talking to her. I'm a big cutoff person. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what leads to my next question. But
I'm a big cutoff person, and I cut her off for a while. She randomly hit me up one day, and we talked about it, and she was like, I didn't think it was that big a deal. Like, I apologize that it hurt your feelings, and it was all cool. Like, that's fine, whatever. Like, you're a different type of friend than I am, but I understand your type of friendship now. And it's either you respect it or you don't, and you have to decide if that type of friendship is what you want. And for me, the friends that I have right now, I wouldn't trade them for the world.
What's your cutoff point?
There's a couple of things. So, if I invite you to something and you don't have a valid excuse, you got 2 shots. Twice. Because I'm going to talk to you the first time and ask you what happened. If you do it again, I'm not talking to you no more.
Even if they like hit you up before and be like, can't make it?
If they give me a reason.
All right. Well, it's got to be the reasons. It got to be
a valid reason.
Kid related.
That can be
that's
one.
A pass.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Accident related.
That's pass.
If
you decided you had something better to do, that's not a pass. You're not my friend. Mm-mm.
So just lie to Ariel if you in the close friend
Don't lie
circle.
to me, because if I find out it's a lie, it's gonna be even worse. We really never gonna have a chance to rekindle. That's the one thing. Do not lie to me. That is gonna instantly piss me off.
Well, people are gonna lie to you now because you have a high expectation for them not to lie to you. So I don't want to. So you just putting people in the box. Well, for certain people, like scared people, there might be people out there.
But that's why I only have a couple of friends.
I know. I'm just saying, like for people who like listen in and be like, man, I flicked on my friend. Luckily, my friend is not that type of person to cut me off. But I'd rather lie to them and save their feelings for like being hurt.
You have to realize lying to save feelings is not worth it, because if I find out that it's a lie, not only did you try to hurt my feelings the first time, but then you didn't care about my feelings enough because you lied to me on top of that. Now you got to come up with other lies to cover that lie. And then whenever I find out all the lies, I'm going to know that you're a liar. We're not friends no more.
So no friend can lie to you.
What kind of lie? There's a difference between like a lie and a surprise. Like we had this whole thing, you know.
What you mean?
So, like, if you're telling me a white lie because, like, say my husband is doing something nice for me and he tells my best friends, that's fine. Like, I want my besties to know. And they have to not tell me what's going on. 9 out of 10, they're not going to lie, but they're going to dance around the truth.
All right.
So I don't consider that a lie.
All right. So you single. So put yourself in a single situation. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, dating phase situation. And your friend sees your dating person at the time that you probably was, no, I'm saying relationship, because dating is relationship to you, out with somebody else. But that particular person is on some, this is not my place to tell them.
It is your place.
So you a person that said,
You better tell me. You better tell me. Because if I found out that you knew and you didn't tell me, we got a problem.
Not really.
Yes,
again,
yes, really.
If that person's morals is on like, this is really not my business, I should not be saying something.
As my friend, that is your place.
I
don't care.
I believe in general, people really should like.
Now, if you're a stranger, you have no loyalty to me. You don't have to tell me. It would be nice if you told me, but you don't have no loyalty to me. I get that. Like, if you just follow me on Instagram and you see me post my man, and then 2 weeks later you see my man out with another woman, you don't have to DM me and tell me. Like, we don't know each other. I get that. I get that from a stranger perspective.
Right.
But as somebody who has been around me, been around my relationship, probably knows intimate details of my relationship, is someone I would call a friend, is someone I would invite to, like, an event where we would be together.
Yeah.
You don't tell me?
Right.
You're crazy.
I cover for my bro. I'll cover for him to an extent. I mean, I would.
Bros, no, I will not.
Huh?
I'm letting y'all know, if y'all watching, I will not cover.
So like if they're dating somebody,
if they're
dating somebody and they decide
if they're
to
like not in a relationship, that's not my business. But if you introduce me as this is my girlfriend, and then I see you hugged up with another female and you didn't tell me that y'all broke up, I'm gonna ask my husband first. I'm gonna be like, hey, did they break up? Like, who's this
like,
person? And if he be like, and you don't tell me otherwise,
so I'm in trouble? Will I be in trouble if...
Well, you can't be in trouble if you don't know.
Would I be in trouble for lying for my friend?
I'm gonna be upset with you. I'm gonna be very upset with you.
Because it's not my place.
I'm gonna be...
It's not my place to tell you about their relationship.
I'm not saying you have to tell me about their relationship.
If you ask me about it.
If I ask you directly and you lie to me, that's an issue.
I don't know. I don't know the full extent of what's going on. So.
All I'm gonna ask you is, did they break up from this girl that they introduced me to 2 weeks ago to now be with this new girl? Because first of all, if I know the girl name and I go up to her and I be like, are you insert name like that I met 2 weeks ago? Then your friend's gonna want to be pissed off at me. So I'm asking you ahead of time, because if they broke up, I will not bring up the other girl.
Oh, okay. I see. Either way, I wouldn't know because...
So you would lie to me. You would lie
I'm
to your
lying.
wife. You would lie to your wife. Okay, good
Because
to know.
If you introduce us, because if they don't tell us, which I have the type of friends that don't always tell everything until
Why
you
would you
ask
not
them.
ask? Yeah, why would you not
Until
ask?
you ask, then if you ask me initially, I wouldn't know. Let me find out.
You have 30 minutes to
Like
answer
hell.
my question.
No,
If
they got 30 minutes
you,
to reply back to me if I do
I'm
ask.
talking about in person.
In
If
person.
I ask you, if we are in an environment in person, and they just introduced us to somebody 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I come up to you and I be like, hey, not the same girl, right? Am I tripping? Did they break up? What's going on? And you be like, I don't know.
So I'm with you in the situation. where I
Yes,
find out-
you are with me.
Oh,
You
well
have
then-
30 minutes to go ask them and figure it out and give me the information so that if they broke up, I don't bring up the ex, I don't cause no issues, whatever the case may be. But if you don't answer the question, I'm gonna have to figure it out myself.
You gotta figure it out yourself. I don't know. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go up there. Like, look, dog.
You could straight up tell him Ariel wants to know.
Cause if y'all dating, you dating the other girl that she gonna ranch out, dog. So whatever you tell me right now, I'm going back to see whatever you tell me
You see,
right
so
now.
you would lie to me.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I'm gonna
don't
tell
like
you.
that.
I'm gonna tell you what
I don't
he
like
said.
that.
He said.
I don't like that.
He said that.
I would be more appreciative if you came up to me and was like, hey, they didn't break up, but this is not the same girl. Can you not say nothing? And I would just not talk to the girl the whole night.
All right, so that's how I'll cover for them. But I'll just let them.
Do not lie to me.
I ain't, all right. We know, but we both know what we know,
Yes.
and then we'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So we gonna be in it. We gonna be in it together. Die with the lie. No, not die with the lie, but we gonna be in it together. Like, hey,
I'm going to
No
avoid
one
the
else is in the
situation because
room?
I'm not going to lie.
what you mean?
I'm saying.
You ain't gotta lie. You just hold it.
That's
in.
what I'm saying. I just would not address anything relationship wise. Like, that whole topic is off the table for that whole night.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you with me in this? Great.
Do not lie to me. That's my biggest point.
Yeah, I mean we could know the whole truth, nothing but the truth, but we just gonna die with the truth. Like, that's not my business.
But you know, I'm going to still talk to your friends after. Don't have to be in front of the girl.
Yeah, that was a thing. So what do you do about that? Whenever you get cool with the ex.
Well, haven't we experienced that?
Yeah, that's a situation right there.
Ooh.
That's a relationship because
Ooh,
it could get difficult
Jesus.
whenever the girlfriend of the group is no longer a girlfriend, and then one of the persons of the group is still friends with the ex. That's something, man.
It's a tough situation, but I feel like at the end of the day, we are adults, and we can all choose who we want to and not want to talk to. And I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not a social person, and whenever I meet people that I get along with, like, I'm not just going to not talk to them just because you somebody ex. Okay, what that got to do with me? I'm not with them.
Yeah, in your situation, that was a lot easier. But what if it was your close friend dating an ex? Dating somebody, they break up, but you got cool with the ex.
First of all, if I am friends with the female first, my loyalty lies with that female.
Right.
If the person that they're dating never did anything to me and they didn't, like abuse my friend or nothing like that, it was an amicable
I don't know the word.
amicable breakup, then I don't see the issue in me having a friendship or you having a friendship, whatever the case may be. But we're not gonna be like best friends or we talk on the phone every now and then. Like, if I see you in public, it's like, hey, how you doing? How you been? Whatever. Like, but it don't need to be nothing past that.
Would you be mad if one of your best friends becomes an ex-friend, but becomes like my gaming friend? Would that be a problem?
No.
That wouldn't be a problem. Cool.
On the premise that I know you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because because that's where our friendship lies, within this realm of something. Or if it's like, oh, that's my bowling buddy. Like, I can't lose my bowling buddy just because y'all broke up y'all friendship or y'all relationship. Like, I'm sorry. Now, out of respect to that person, they truly like, I don't want you talking to them. Then what?
Then don't talk to them. At that point, you got to choose whether that friendship is worth your relationship.
Ooh. Is certain friendships with relationships? Or is
Ooh, you can answer that, can't you?
What? Is certain friendship's worth a relationship? I mean, in my shoes, no.
They,
In my shoes, a friendship is not worth a relationship. No, because my relationship is on the highest level of loyalty, which is a ring.
but let's talk about prior to the ring. Let's talk about initial starting a date and respect from friends about your relationship and all that. Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it. So, what do you want to know about it?
I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. Essentially, and I think we touched a little bit about it on when we first started dating. He had a particular friend that apparently didn't care for me, didn't care for him. That's fine. Would completely ignore my existence, whatever. He didn't see it.
I was oblivious to it. I was like, well, that's just that person.
And it would just piss me off. And eventually, we all got in the same area. It happened again. Finally pointed it out, and he was like, he really did that. And I'm like, yeah. And he addressed it cool, whatever. And it was to the point in our relationship where I was like, this is not worth my energy. You can either pick him or me. And he didn't want to do that, which is fair. And he created an environment where he had to speak with his friend to be like, yo, that's not cool. Like, I don't know what you told him because you never really told me what you told him.
I can't tell you to this day because it was so long now, but it was just more so of like respect thing. Like respect that I'm in a relationship, respect her as a person. She done nothing to you, so I don't know where the shade or where the pettiness come from. I mean, but it just draws down to like he feeling like he was losing me, and that's the core of a lot of friendships. Like you never want to feel like you're losing out on a friend to somebody else, which is cool. But at the very least, you respect that relationship, you respect that new friendship that's coming into play, because it doesn't have to be like relationship, friendship. It could be friendship, new friendship, and it's like I don't want to share my best friend with another person that's a best friend. Like I don't like that. So whenever that person come around, be like, you taking my best friend away from me. Just have a conversation and like, look, like this is my work friend, and it grew into a best friend situation. Like you're not losing me, but if you can respect that my time will be split, then cool. We can all kumbaya together and then have all a good time. So in a situation, relationship building and friendship being, I guess deprived, then it's best to like figure out middle ground. Like, look, I'm in a relationship. Sorry, I can't have sex with you. I can have sex with this one. So this one is giving me a little bit more than you can give me. Like there's no good time that you can show me that's gonna beat out on the sex that this person can give me.
Saying that.
So you already in a losing battle. And like it's just a way of putting something to that person for them to understand that this is going to be a top priority because these reasons. So it's just a way you gotta have the conversation. Now that's how I can speak on relationship to depriving of a friend of his friendship, but friendship being deprived of another friendship, that's a different kind of conversation.
We can talk about that another time because we got some examples of that, but. It was just one situation where I wanted him to share his experience of, is a friendship worth your relationship? It's not always throw away the friendship to keep your relationship or throw away the relationship to keep your friendship. If you can have an honest, mature conversation with your friend or with the person you're in a relationship with to save both, you can do that. But it's all about mutual respect. Fair?
That's fair. All right. I guess we could top it off right there.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to Realationshitz, where we talk about real shit in relationships. I am your wife.
And I am your husband.
And remember, it is always okay to agree to disagree.
But if you go to bed angry, well, guess what? You could be waking up mad, and you're going to be in a situation with a disease. Good night, everybody.
I hate you.